Welcome back to Be Money Strong in Minutes. I'm Brian,
And I'm Lorianne. We're so glad you're here. We are halfway through our mid year money check series, and today we're getting into something really crucial.
and we really are. And I want to start with a question I ask almost every new client. Oriana, I'm curious what you think about this. The question is, what is your net worth right now, today?
Oof, that's the killer question. Not your income, not what you make in a year, but what you're actually worth, financially speaking.
Exactly. Everything you own minus everything you owe. And I'd say about 80% of people, they can't answer it. Not accurately, anyway.
They might have a vague idea, a ballpark, but it's often way off.
Way off. So if you're listening and you can't answer that question to within, say, $10,000, then this episode is definitely for you. We're going to talk about what budget mastery really looks like and the one number that tells you the truth about your finances.
And just as a quick recap for everyone, 2 weeks ago we covered why most people fall off their financial track by July. And last week we did the 5 pillar mid year assessment. So we've done the emotional and diagnostic work.
And today we get tactical. We're talking about the actual mechanics and the most important tool in your toolkit, which is knowing that net worth number.
Okay, so let's start with this idea of budget mastery. I think for a lot of people that sounds intimidating. It sounds like perfection.
It does, and that's the biggest myth out there. Most people think it means hitting 100% of your budget goals every single month. Every category, every dollar perfectly placed.
Which is completely unrealistic. Life happens.
Totally. And chasing that myth of perfection is exactly why so many people get frustrated and just quit budgeting by March. I had a client, let's call her Marisol. She came to me believing she had around $10,000 in car debt.
Around, the classic fuzzy number.
Exactly. So we didn't go off her memory, we pulled the actual loan statement. And the real number was $15,173.
Wow, that's over 5 grand off. That's a huge difference.
A huge gap. And it wasn't a math error, it was what I call a mastery gap. She was managing a version of her finances in her head that just wasn't real.
So, budget mastery isn't about perfection, it's about precision.
That's the word. It's the discipline of knowing your exact numbers, every debt balance, every recurring expense, every due date. You're not operating on rough estimates anymore. It's radical specificity.
I love that phrase radical specificity. It's when the picture of your money in your head actually matches the bank statement.
Right, which brings us to the most important number of all, your net worth. It matters so much more than your monthly budget accuracy.
So, let's define that again for everyone. It's everything you own cash, investments, home equity, retirement accounts.
Everything you owe, credit cards, student loans, mortgage, all of it. Here's the way to think about it. Your budget tells you if this month went well. Your net worth tells you if the year is going well.
Oh, that's good. So the budget is the play by play, but the net worth is the scoreboard.
It's the scoreboard. And it's shocking how many people have never actually looked after scoreboard. At mid year, what I want for our listeners is to know just two numbers, their net worth on January 1st and their net worth today.
And the difference between those two numbers, that's your grade. That's the only grade that matters for the first half of the year. Are you moving in the right direction?
Exactly. And this is where a tool can be a game changer. Something like Monarch Money, for example. It's not about the specific tool, but the function it provides.
Right. So how does that work? You just plug everything in?
Pretty much, you connect all your accounts, checking, savings, credit cards, loans, investments, all of it. And it calculates your net worth for you automatically, updated in real time. No spreadsheets, no manual math, no guessing.
That takes away the friction, which is huge. It gives you awareness because you see it all in one place.
Awareness, vision, because you can track the trend line, and accountability, because that number is staring you in the face every time you open the app.
And you said it doesn't have to be Monarch specifically.
Not at all. YNAB, every dollar, even just a well built spreadsheet can do the job. The tool matters way less than the habit. The habit is looking at your real numbers from real statements on a regular basis.
Okay, so let's give people some concrete action steps. What should they be checking right now in their mid year budget audit?
Four things. First, are you working from actual statements or just estimates in your head? If it's estimates, you need to print last month's bank and credit card statements and categorize every single transaction. That alone will be an eye opener.
Okay, that's number one, get real data. Number two is what we've been talking about. Do you know your net worth today versus January 1st? Find those numbers. The trend is what matters.
Third, look at your unknown categories. Groceries, entertainment, gas, the ones that expand and contract. Are they accurate or are they just a dumping ground you've labeled miscellaneous?
Big categories hide the leaks in the boat. You have to get specific. And number four, this is a big one. Do you have sinking funds?
The surprise killer. This is probably the single highest leverage fix I see in budget audits. It's for those predictable but irregular expenses: car registration, holiday spending, annual subscriptions.
The things that feel like a surprise every year, but absolutely are not.
Right. A sinking fund is just a small amount of money you set aside monthly for an expense you know is coming: car maintenance, property taxes, whatever it is. When you fund these ahead of time, surprises just stop happening.
They become planned withdrawals, not emergencies that derail your whole budget. It's such a powerful shift in mindset and a huge stress reducer.
It really is. The relief of knowing versus the anxiety of guessing, that's what this is all about.
Okay, so let's wrap this up with one key action for our listeners this week. What's the one thing they should do after listening to this?
Your one action this week: pull your actual net worth number. Every account, real statements, no estimates. Compare it to January 1st if you can. Then just pick one of those unknown categories and get radically specific about where that money actually went last month.
That's a fantastic, manageable first step. It's not about being perfect, it's just about knowing the truth of your own numbers.
Exactly. And if this hit home for you today, take 5 minutes to start this process. And of course, if you want a second set of eyes on your numbers and want to see how to reach your goals faster, you can book a free discovery call with me. Just go to bemoneystrong.com/discovery call.
Thanks for tuning in this week. I'm Lorianne.
And I'm Brian. We'll talk to you next week on Be Money Strong in Minutes.